Okay, oftmals reißt sich der Säufer ab und sein Schreiben und tut ein andere Maloche. Sometimes, often, he rips himself, the Sofer rips himself away from his writing and does a different kind of work. Euch a Säufersche, also a kind of writing, aber a grobe Arbeit, wie schreiben, but a coarser work than writing the Sefer Torah.
Coarser, yeah.
A coarser. And here begins a section which is very Haimanish for me. Kratzt, lemoshel, Kelberner Velkelech, wo seinen Ongezeugen in a Hilzener Ram auf Stei Wisselech. So it's like he is scratching the skin of calves that stand on a wooden, this is as I understood it, on a wooden stand on 2 feet. What he's doing here, I have no idea. He's scratching these calves skins, but also his table is covered with a calf skin. There's something about calf skin, and also his father has it later. So we'll keep it in mind.
Perhaps it's the calf skin from which they make the parchments for the Torah. I don't know. I think,
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
You got here another Rebbetzin,
Yeah. So you're turning him into a Rebbetzin here. Shoppt sie mit einem halber keilige dicken scharfen Hackmesser und schmiert sie dennoch ab mit schitteren Kalk. So he scrapes them. Maybe that's it. He may be making the parchment. Rochel, bravo. He scrapes them.
And also, look what kind of a rabbi. No.
Excuse me, but last week when I was listening to the program, the class that I missed, I noticed that if you continued reading, it would explain itself.
Okay, so we'll go on. Okay, so he scrapes it with this with this knife, this half sharp knife, and then he smears it with a kind of thin lime. Kocht schwarze Gosslech Nislech in a Fendele und macht frischen Soferschen Tint. He then cooks black, some kind of nuts that he's working with in a pan, and he makes from this fresh Sofer's ink. And then he does something else. Spinnt Kelberner Oderin und macht davon a ganzen Kneichel. So what is he doing here? He's doing something with the veins of these calves, and he makes from it like a ball, like a knechel, a ball. Der Knechel glanzt wie große Silber und schwer muss euch sein wie Silber. This ball shines like gray silver, and it must be heavy like silver. Worum wenn Rab Karpel geht euch Kneichel a leg auf den Tisch, geht das a Setz, wie a Wog von Schol herabgelegt. And the proof that this is heavy is that when he puts this, gives this ball puts it on the table, and with a zetz, it has the weight of like he laid a shawl. I found is a cup, like he put a cup on the table, like he put something heavy on the table. So what this is, I don't know. This is some kind of a silver thread that, in addition to the parchment, thanks to Rachel that we know,
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. No. That's it. In
Okay,
my
well,
rabbinic- in
we'll
my
go with that
rabbinic-
for the time being. When
Yeah, I
he
don't
returns next
know.
week, we'll
Yeah.
ask him.
Okay.
Abgetun azelche zeitige Maloches gabt sich Reb Karpel weiter zu schreiben. After he has done these sort of side works, he grabs himself back to his writing. Wie in a grob sitzt in sein tiefer Heisker, a halbe begrobene, und schäpzet die Oisios, was schreibt, wie ein Lachen Gebet. So he's sitting in his sort of his hole, his cave, his burial there in his deep house, which is buried below, half buried, and he whispers the letters that he's writing like it's a I don't know what is an umgelechene Gebet is a commandment.
No. Commandment is gebot. Gebet is prayer, like bet.
A gebet, okay, like a
gebet,
prayer.
Like a prayer. That's what
Yeah.
he. Yeah. Umenlachen. It's something that incomparable.
An
Enlach is comparable, and this
Okay.
is incomparable. This is like an incomparable prayer. Yeah.
Yeah. Memkim karatich von die tiefischen Ruf ich zu dir, Gott. He's calling constantly to God. He's calling from the inner soul that he has there. He calls from his depths,
Yeah, from the grove, from the hole.
From the hole. Wo esst and wo tronkt, zet men kimat kein mol nicht. What he is, where he eats and where he drinks, we never see. Das gegerbte Kelbenel Felchel, euch sein Tischel, wird keinmal nicht verfleckt, a filu von a glas reine Wasser. He apparently this calf skin, which is on his table, is never stained or never touched, even with a glass of pure water. Zet der Fall ois as Reb Karpel lebt von Heule Ulchoines. It appears, therefore, that Reb Karpel lives just from spirit, only from the spirit.
From pure spirituality.
Pure spirituality.
Yeah. Sorry, Nechama, it's Ruchnias, I believe that's
Ruchnias.
Yeah,
Thank you. No, you don't have to say sorry. I'm happy to get it. Ruchnias.
Okay, Ruchnias, it's Hebrew, Ruchaniyut.
Yeah, from spirituality.
Yeah, right, go ahead.
Hinter ihm steht a dunkle Ventil. Behind him stands a dark wall. Was zerteilt sein Stiebele auf Zweiten, which divides his little house in two. Und die dunkle Schottens and the dark shadows was fallen from Ventil, that fall from the wall. So there are shadows on the wall. Bewachen sein Arbeit hinter seine Places. It protects his work behind his shoulders. So you have this wall that's somehow protecting his work from behind his shoulders. Aber von front auf sein Tisch ist ständig lichtig. But in the front, on his table, it's always light. Der Viererkittel Stickparment, der Viererkittel Stickparment leuchtet und dem Sophels blasser ponim euch. Now the word Pilkeker, I always thought that meant like the sort of dreadful, the unpleasant.
Nechama, viereckiger is the four angles. The four angles.
Yes, that's
Vier.
different from viereckiger. You're
Yeah,
right. The
viereckig.
viereckiger.
It's
Yeah,
viereckiger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
four edges of
The four-
his
yeah, right.
parchment shines, and the sofer's his
Pale.
pale face also shines. Etliche Mollentug ziehen im Obel des Schottens fort rein in sich, und Karpel den Sofer verschwindet in dem Dunkelkeit. Several times a day, the shadows grab him, and Karpel, the Sofer, he disappears, verschwindet in the darkness. Was läutelt hinter ihm, which is behind him. So it's like this battle between the darkness behind him and the light in front of him. Upon him zu lieb seine irdische Heizrichusin,
Okay.
apparently according to his earthly needs.
Yeah. Histachusen. That's
Histachusen.
again. Histachusen. You know the
His-
word tzarich.
Sorry, his needs.
Tzarich. Yeah.
His needs. Zu lieb die grobe Bardelfernishin von Guf. Because of the coarse needs, demands of the body. Nur
Right.
bald kommt zurück, Reus von der versodeten Dunkelheit und tunkt ein sein Matenponim in der Taglichtigkeit und sein Gesenne Feder. Gänsene Feder. Yeah, so he immediately returns, he comes back from the secret, the darkness, and he sticks his pen, and he sticks his pale face in the daylight, and his goose pen in him wunderlichen Tint, and he puts his goose pen, his goose feather pen, in the wonderful tint. Azoi kämpfen die Schottens und die Marschreure mit der Freude von Schaffen. This is the way there's a struggle with the ghosts, the shadows, and the sadness with the happiness and the creation. Und den Netzichun gießt sich und perlet oisios auf der teure Glattkeit von Parmet. And the victory is poured out in the outpouring of the letters over the expensive, the dear, the
Smoothness.
the smoothness
Smoothness.
of the parchment. So the winner is the lightness.
But you know, when I heard that, I thought that the darkness was a type of depression that overcame him.
Yeah,
Well-
the way I see it here is that he is depressed.
Yeah.
He's a depressed person. However, his depression gets kind of
In the
fueled
back,
by his creativity. It's his
Yes.
By his
creativity
work.
that overcomes that marashra, that bad mood that he's always in.
right?
Yeah.
So he just delves into his creative work to forget what is bothering him constantly. That's what it says.
Yeah. It's quite
okay.
wonderful that he can do that. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah, well, creativity can do. If you are a creative person, you find something creative to do. It helps a lot of pain in life.
Yeah.
I find.
Yes, but that sentence, sei kämpfen die Schattens und die Meures Reire mit der Frei von Schatten. But there's a mixture between the shadows of the madness, of the depression, with the happiness that he achieves by writing the letters, which become magical to him.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Perlit
Yeah.
osios. They spin out. It's beautiful.
Yeah, right.
It is a beautiful paragraph.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, every you know, every paragraph is better than the other, you know.
Yeah, continue,
Okay.
Nechama.
Von wannem nimmt das so viel Koach, der Seufel? From what does he take so much strength? So this is also in keeping with what we said. Where does he take this strength, this Sofer? A so viel Geduld, so much patience. Allein zet doch ois wie a derker. He looks like a derker must be like a thin, a wasted person, like a very,
I think
a
so.
very thin person. Sein weiche Bärdel is matt schwarz. Seine Peas schwarz. Die Augen schwarz. His little weak or thin beard is black. His payas are black. His eyes are black. Die ausgeriebener Kapotte euch schwarz, and the worn out Kapotte is also black. Die Backen eingefallen, die Brust eingefallen. The cheeks have fallen in. His chest has fallen in. Nur die Augenapfel seinen bollet. Only the pupils of his eyes are prominent. Selten wenn gibt schmeichel, when he occasionally gives a smile. Und öffnet amol auf die weiche Lippen, azoi geben prikre. That's the word I thought it was. Prikre. Bliask a bissel zu weiße Zähne und zu viel bleiße Jasles. Now this is a part of his appearance I don't understand. When he opens his thin, weiche or weak lips.
His soft lips.
Oh, his soft lips, his weiche, his weiche lips, and gives like a glare. Prika is a unpleasant. It's an unpleasant glare with his little too white teeth and his little too pale gums. He has some dental problems. Zetil demost in ganzen Ois wie a durchgebrannte Hollewäschke, was is übergeblieben noch as Reife und hat von Wind und Regen verloren ihr schwarzen Glanz. So what does he appear like? He appears like a piece of burnt cinder, because all of this blackness, which is left over from a fire, which the wind and the rain took away all the shine, the black shine. The eine von jene alte Hollewäschkes, was men gefindt noch ad hayom, in die aufgerissene Kellerin beim Farber, in der halb abgebrannte Kurve von Zavule, wo die reiche Menosens haben amul gewohnt. There's always a reference back to this family.
Yeah.
Like a piece of old cinder, which you could find until today in the half destroyed or destroyed cellars of the painter, in the half burnt ruins in Zavulik, where the rich Mozonins used, one time they lived there.
Thank you, Nechama. Nechama. Good.
You
You
did
gave
a
me
beautiful job.
No,
Really
I had
did.
help from my friends.
A plus.
No, but I learned that because I thought it was plikre, but it wasn't. I was, okay, very good, thank you.
Okay, regarding this particular word, the fey doesn't have a pintele
Pencil in it.
So,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
you're
not,
right.
yeah, it's fear, yeah, fear.
Fear,
not
right,
fe- yeah,
right.
yeah, okay,
Very good,
okay,
thank you.
gondele.
Okay. Nou, 2 funkelig zijn geblieben von an Amalekite fire. Only 2 funkelig
Like,
zijn geblieben.
like, how would you say that? Like little pieces, like sparks.
Yes.
Like sparks.
Cinders or something like that.
Yeah.
Remained from the fire that was. 2 funkelig in the mate bulte Augen. Only 2
Sparks.
yes, but the thing is that in his eyes, but I can't picture that description. Name, niet 2 funkelig, no 2 mischigeislich.
Yeah, that his eyes look crazy. Like he has the Christ. The eyes look meshugeslag.
Yeah.
Zet als meshuge.
Yes.
Die Augen sehen auch meshuge.
Zij blanchen herum, wenn Kapel heeft zij uit von Pamet zum Dreußen. They look lost when the cipher picks up his head from the parchment and looks outside. Zij blungen demmels herum und sehen, dacht sich, gar nicht. They look lost then when he looks around and sees it seems that he doesn't see anything. Sie ist das nicht der Rest von größten Fire, but isn't that the remains of the big fire? Was hat verbrennt sein Tatenreb schimmeln vor der Zeit? But is that not the reason that that because the remains of the fire that burned Reb Shimmel's father before his time, der Rest Feier von welchem alle schuschken sich und keiner regnet hoch auf dem Kohl. And is that not the reason that everyone whispers, but no one will talk about it or raise their voices about it? Vor dem dass ich ein Feierl in Seufers Augen haben upon him die streuene schreinem Meure. And because of this particular fire in the Seufers eyes, that perhaps the straw-like neighbors are afraid of. Sie haben Meure anzuzünden sich. They're afraid to burn themselves. Überhaupt Weiber und erwachsene Mädchen, sie gehen im etwas herum, sie meiden im Eis wie a Gefahr. And the important thing is that the women and even the grown-up girls, when they walk around and they see him as a, what is a Gefahr?
Gefahr is danger.
Danger.
And
They see him as a danger. He's a dangerous man.
Say, allow me this. They meiden him. Meiden is avoid. They avoid him.
They meiden him.
They
avoid him.
Yeah,
Okay.
they meiden him. Yeah.
They
avoid him. Yeah.
Ja, sie hielten sich auf Fälle reinzugucken in vierkantigen Loch. They're even afraid to look inside the four corners of the hole von Fenster, from the window. Wo der Gehabte, we were talking about that, the Gehabte.
Yeah.
Sitzt und schreibt, where he sits and writes. Wenn ein Kind von Zavulek sehr zu viel neugierig auf den Seufel, der hat sich oft mal ein Call von einem Mann, weg von dort, sagt man dir doch. And when a young child of the town becomes anxious about the cipher, you sometimes hear, many times, you hear the voice of a mother shouting, go away from there. Selten, wenn man sagt, Aiden von Zavulek, sie von Schulgas, sagt soll reingehen zu dem Kaplan, kaufen ein paar Tefillin, bastillen a mezuzah, a fill. Okay, let me translate what I read.
Okay.
Sometimes when a Jewish person from Savulit or from the Shulgas, from the street of the Shul, goes into his house to buy a pair of, to buy tefillin, or to order the scribe's writing for a mezuzah, a Philip Sula. What is a Pasula?
Okay, even if it's not posle, that again, it's posle. It's not kosher. It's yeah, something that is cancelled.
Okay,
it's not valid anymore. Pasul.
Okay,
yeah, invalid. Thank you, Nechama. Yeah, it's invalid already.
Okay, a Philip Pasula mezuzahs truckt man ihm nicht da rein zum Verrichten. Even unvalid mezuzahs, they don't bring into him to correct.
Right.
Der Tate seiner hat gelassen a schlechten Namen. Gleibt man dem Sohn euch nicht. The father, his father had his father had a bad name, which remained, and they and because of that, they don't believe his son either.
That's right.
Right.
When Fosha lepta rep kapel fa yomim nerayim. What does he live then? He lives for the high holy days.
No, what does he live on?
No.
What is
his
he?
What is
parnasa?
When
his
Fosha lepta rep kapel. What does he live for?
What does he live on? What does he live on?
What is
What
his
is-
what is
No,
his life? What is his
What's his
parnasa? What is his
livelihood?
parnasa?
No, Favosha lepta. Why does he live, rep
No,
kapel?
on what does he live? On
Yeah. What?
Fosha. Oh, From
Yeah.
what?
What is his
Yeah.
parnasa? How does he
For the
survive?
high holy days, kommen zu ihm an Yeshiva-Nickers.
Yeshua-nickers.
Yeshiva-Nickers. Von der mit Beitstecklich in die Reite Gartland. On the high holy days, Yeshuvnikas from towns with Beitstecklich, with
Like whips, sticks, whip
Yeah.
sticks.
und in die Reite Gartland und mit lederne Tabelach anstatt Teistels.
Mhm.
Could you translate that sentence for me?
Well, they
Rachel?
come with their
Okay.
they come with their sticks and with in their red belts and with leather backpacks instead of wallets. Apparently, a Jew would come with a taistel, but they
Yeah.
come with their turban. Remember, with the with Henoch, they came, the peasants, with their turbacas. They came with their backpacks.
Right.
So
Oh,
they're
okay.
like peasant people. They
Yeah.
become like their neighbors.
Okay, als solche Gruppe Jid geht wenig an strenge Gesäures.
Kashrus. Kashrus.
Kashrus.
Kashrus. Yeah.
Kashrus. Und Schluss Avis. These kind of Gruppe Jiden, I suppose they mean peasants.
Yeah.
They don't, there aren't that many unstrenged.
No,
They don't care. As a venicon, they don't care about strict kosher keeping. Or
Yeah.
about Schus Avos, it pertains to his father, or
His father, right.
what his father left him.
Yes.
The bad name. They don't care about kashers or the bad name. All they want is cheap stuff. They
Abises Billige, with me is Yaitza Fagot. As long as it's cheaper and it's Yaitza Fagot for God. Is it good for God?
no, you fulfilled your obligation to God.
Obligation to God.
Oh, okay.
Fulfill your obligation.
You finished with that.
Dingen
It's
say
on.
sich. Dingen say sich. They want to make the price lower.
Yeah,
Mit
they
dem
bargain.
Algemein
Yeah.
Reb Kaplan, the Eifin Mark, the same way as if he were in the mall, in a store. When
Yeah.
vielen avec Volville Tfillin, and they get woolen Tfillin.
No, cheap.
No, Volvele is cheap.
Oh,
They get
cheap
cheap. They
filling.
get good cheap goods. Good cheap
Yeah.
goods.
Yeah.
war die peirische Cap von seiner Bar Mitzvah Jingen. Und Hametene Jesus war die Ritelkes von seiner Dolphische Rates. And so they get cheap filling and for their peasant heads, for their bar mitzvah boys, and for their mezuzahs that are that aren't good, for the Pritelkis. und sehr darfisch. And for whatever they need for their chatas.
Chatas is
their
their
little
huts,
cottages.
where they live.
Okay,
Okay.
for their
They get the mezuzahs for their little huts, for the little cottages.
yeah, okay. Tummelt sich bei Kaplan die große Yomim Teilen sie aufeiern. So there's a lot of noise and goings on at the scribe's house the evening before the high holy days, just as if it was at a fair. The Yeshuvnik is fallen up auf seine Vorlach und seine Bosom-Passionis seinen angestoppt mit Jüdischkeit. So the yeshiva boys drive away on their however they came, however they
Carriage,
go.
on the
Their
carriages.
And and their pockets, their bosom pockets are filled with Yiddishkeit. No, die behavente Schreinem von Zavulik schockle noch say noch mittigkeit. But the neighbors from Zavulik, they shake their heads.
Well, what does that word mean, the Bahavante? It means like they, sort of the wise.
Proficient,
Yeah, like they know
because
so much.
They know so much. And they know. Yeah,
They know.
They know
They
that
base knowledge. They base the knowledge.
They know that the software sold them cheap goods, and they know that they themselves wouldn't buy this stuff from the software. They don't even buy anything. They don't even buy from the software. They don't consider his merchandise kosher even.
Kosher, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Hashem Dank.
Hashem Dank dir.
No, Hashem Dank für helfen mir.
Okay, sure. That's what we're here for.
It's your turn.
Okay.
Rachel.
I can't. Ja. Einmal seien noch viele angekommen in Zavulek 2 moderne Jiden von der Fremd in nahe kurze Garniters mit harte, gegolte Mordes und mit harte Kapeluschen über die Cap. Some description. It goes it's like a panorama, all kinds of Jews he shows us here. So one day there came into this part of town 2 strange Jews from some foreign place. They came in outfits, in short and new outfits. That's not like the Jews in the shtetl, right?
With the kapata.
Modern Jew, mit harte, gerolte Mordes. They came with shaven chins, mit harte Kapeluschen über die Kopf, and with hard hats.
Yes, probably like Abraham Lincoln wore, the high kapelush.
Probably it's not like the Städtlichen, they're different.
Yes, right.
They haben gerät am modernen Yiddish. They spoke a strange Yiddish, gemischt mit Deutsch und mit English. It was mixed with the German and with English. Wo wohnt da, please, their hair so fair? They ask, where is the Mr. Scribe? Where is he living here? Ach, do, all right. Ah, here, all right. See the mixing with English. Haben Sie viel Mezuzos? Do you have a lot of mezuzahs? But Tim, this I didn't find this word.
No,
but
I don't know what that is.
Auch. I don't know what it is. Fine. Weil wir machen business, so we'll make business. So you see who his clients are. The peasants and some strange, people from a foreign place.
But I'm
That are-
glad at least he has money that he can eat and he can live.
Yeah, right. And from these people he lives, from the Yeshuvnikes and the strange people, but not from the people from the shtetl don't come to him for business.
They
Okay.
making sich shaman.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Sie haben in jenem glücklichen Tag weggekommen bei Rab Kaplan, als was hat gehabt. On that happy day, they bought out from Reb Kaplan everything that he had.
They cleaned out the store.
They cleaned out the store.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. This is his parnose from, yeah. Kein Stickel verschrieben Parme ihm nicht übergelassen. They did not leave him one piece of written parchment. They didn't leave him. They took everything. Und als vermesumen Geld, everything for cash. Yeah. Is damals, sagt man, Nisascher geworden, Karpel der Säufer. At that time, they say in the town, everything is rechiles, that he became rich. Karpel der Säufer, okay. Warum sein Weib hat sich bald noch dem gekauft eine neue wollene Fatschele auf die Plätze und einen neuen Koschik von Mark. How do they know that he became rich? By the way, his what because of what his wife did. She bought for herself a new wool shawl for her shoulders and a new bag before to go to the market. The market that means he became rich. Yeah, she already allowed herself to do this.
Yeah.
Aber nennt mit dem ist man der Fall nicht gewohnt, but they didn't become closer to him because of this, because of the fact that he made money. No, they continued staying away.
Right.
Wie früher meiden ihm die Schchenim ein bisschen leois. Just like before, the neighbors avoid, here again the word, meiden ihm die Schchenim, they avoid him a little. He says a little, it's not just a little, this is like ironic.
Completely.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. Men geht darum sein offenen Fenster mit Verdacht. They are walking around his window with the suspicion. Und jünglich tun noch der Erwachsene und meiden im Euchos. And young boys also are doing what the grown-ups are doing, and they too avoid him. Okay. Now,
der Einzige,
der Einzige, welcher macht sich a knappen Zimes von Karpels Gehabtkeit, von sein Blasskeit und Versodetkeit, das ist Niske Hennech, dem Wolkratzers Sundel. The only one that is not making a big deal out of the strangeness of couples, paleness and mystery is
Can I
Niske.
ask the word knappa? I always, that doesn't mean.
Okay, let's talk about this. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Knapper is almost.
Knappe, yeah, it is used this way, but knapp is also used as less.
Less.
A knappen simes is like
A little bit.
a little simes. That means he doesn't care. Machnat simes is to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So he makes
so a Knappenzimmers is macht sich a Knappenzimmers is in other words, macht nicht Kind Zimmers. So
he makes less of a tzimis over Reb.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
This is Niske, the son of the wool comer. Gandelt sich unter zum Säufers Fenster und schreckt ihm über. He sneaks into under the window of the scribe and
he scares the scribe.
yeah, right. He scares
frightens
him.
him.
Yeah. And now we're getting to Moisheke. That's the whole thing. Tomer is Moisheke do is there no end? In there no end. If you hear a close by, git ihm Niske a Wunk, soll a Kosch sein, was wird do opton. Niske shows him I didn't find this word.
No.
He winks to him.
Yeah,
Winks his eye.
Okay.
He's about to do something.
Correct. And he wants him to watch.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Zet Moisheke, wie Niske, sein gerodener Chaver kriegt zum offenen Fenster, zieht rein die Zunge, tief in Gummen und wart sich schnell heraus zurück. So Moishke sees how Snike, his very skillful friend, is crawling to the open window. He pushes his tongue deep into the pellet, and then he throws it out quickly, as if it was a bent piece of steel. I didn't read it. I'm translating without reading. Zurück wie ein eingebeugener Stück Stoll von einer Korsett. Like
a bone from a corset.
Yeah,
those steel little.
Golda, you don't wear such a thing.
No, but my mom did. Remember, I was born in 1928. My mother was born in 1904.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
those little bones, those little steel bones that they would have in the corsets. That's exactly right. I never thought of it. Golda, that's right. That's exactly right.
I was the one that taught my mother how to put on a girdle and not a corset. And my mother was forever grateful.
Wow. Okay, der lang dos a knall, wie von a pistol a rois. it makes a bang, a sound, like as if it
gun.
came out of a gun.
Yeah.
Ja, Niskes ganze Bergeschaft schießt those oils. It it shoots out all of Niskes talent, Bergeschaft is talent, ability.
Right.
Shows it shoots out all of Niskes ability. Reb Karmel der Säufer scheudert auf. Reb Karmel the scribe shivers from this sound of the tongue. I know.
So would I.
Reißt sich auf von halb beschriebenem Parmet und guckt dann Niskes Schkotze warten Parts Penimel mit zwei matte große Augen, in welche es blongen herum zwei Punkelach Meshugeslach. How can you write like this? Okay.
Yeah.
He shivers and he takes himself away from the half-written parchment, and he looks at the face. It's a goisher, that goisher face of Niske with two made big eyes. And now again, the eyes go repeat themselves. There is blongen around zwei, where there is two getting lost, two
sparks of craziness.
Two crazy sparks.
Right.
Now this part, this is I cook on Niskes Kotzebaden, parts of animal is face, and this is Yiddish uses here two words for the same thing. Partzuf in Hebrew is face in a derogative way. Partzuf. Somebody ugly, you say partzuf.
Oh, so it's ugly face.
Ugly face, yeah. Really,
well, it's also Schkotzewatten, you know, like
It's
like a Gentile.
It's
like a
not
Gentile, like a nasty, very
Yeah.
negative.
And partzuf is not necessarily ugly, but it is something not good.
Yeah.
Something not good. And penimal is Yiddish, just face. In this,
Small face.
Okay, penimal. Git Niske afreg asus ponim dik und hoch auf den Kohl, kede Moisheke soll euch hören und an neue haben. So Niske is asking with chutzpah, asus ponim dik, it's asus ponim dik, it's chutzpahdik.
Yes.
Chutzpahdik. Loudly, so that the Moisheke should also hear and will enjoy what he's saying. Reb Sofer, for what schreibt ihr so viel Mezuzes? Hey, scribe, why are you writing so many mezuzahs? Git Kapri, der Säufer, erspalt auf ein paar schwache Lippen, gibt Prikre Abliask mit seinen zu viel weiße Zähnen und hastig azog mit einem modernen Schmeichele. So, Capri, the scribe, like opens his open soft lips.
He doesn't really open. He just, it's a spout.
Yeah, right.
It's a, yeah,
It's a, how
it's a
would you
crack.
say it?
It's a
A
crack.
crack, right.
Yeah,
A
a crack.
crack.
Right, that's right.
A crack. But what is the word git prikre? Prikre
Awkward,
is
awkward.
awkward, not disagreeable, awkward. Yeah, that's better,
Awkward.
right. Awkward, right, better.
An awkward shine.
Mm-hmm.
This an awkward shine with his teeth that are too white,
Mm-hmm.
and he says with hate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With hate.
And with a strange smile.
Yeah, with a
Mhm.
strange smile. This his answer is amazing. כדי שהדים sollen sich nicht verfirren bei deinen Taten in Stu. Why
Oh my God.
Yeah.
why am I writing this? This is so that demons.
Devils.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they shouldn't be walking in your father's house.
Yeah.
Und für was schreibt ihr Tfilin? כדי שהדים sollen sich verfirren in dein Code, so that demons won't walk around in your head. To dein bar mitzvah, for your bar mitzvah, I'm writing that Tfilin. Und Sifrei Teures, Shadim sollen euch alle men mitnehmen, so the demons wouldn't take all of you. Oh, alle men, I think it's the whole town, the whole state.
Mm-hmm.
Ze lacht zich Niske Mishne. God lachen glus zich in a hornet. So Niske breaks into laughter intentionally. I guess so that
He doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, he doesn't really want to, but he breaks it
Right.
against his will. He breaks into
Right.
laughter.
God lachen grusig, yeah, even though it doesn't feel like laughing. Entweder auf Kapel der Säufer, Punta soll drucken und gemacht Veniske. So, Kapel,
Imitates him.
yeah, and like in a dry way, like him, und lost wieder auf der Kopf, dem Kopf über der Iria oder über ein Stickelparmet für eine Mezuzah. And again, his head is bent over the Iria. This is again parchment, or maybe
For
Yankel can
Mrs.
explain it better.
For Mrs. and he's writing.
Ja, und schreibt Tungtein in Leimet dem altmodischen Tinterl von voll mit Golestint und schreibt weiter wie nicht im Mendos. He continues doing his work as if nobody is asking him, as if he has nothing to do with this conversation. This is his creativity, his creation. Und neue bekräunte Osjes zu schwarzlen sich auf einen gewirrten Parmet and new letters with bekräunte with crowns. Because there's a very creative writing. So letters with crowns become black. That means they are written down on the gewirrten Parmet, on the lined parchment. Ois noch ois mit zeugene Dechelach und mit goppeldicke Atareslach. Okay. Letter after letter with drawn out roofs And with ataraslach is another word for dechalach, also roofs, the top. Ataras is again
Little crowns, little crowns.
crowns.
Yeah, and Goppeldecke are like forks.
Little
yeah,
forks.
yeah, right.
So decorative letters. This is what
Yes.
he can do.
Yeah,
Yes, just like English, when you, I forgot what the word is, but you have certain people that write beautifully.
Calligraphers.
Calligraphers, that's the
Yeah.
word I was looking.
He's a calligrapher.
That's
well,
exactly what it is.
yeah. But he has to go to the mikveh all the time.
Yeah,
as welche oisios, welche seinen go in Siddur Mito, those are such letters that they don't exist even in the Siddur, in the prayer book. They
of
only
course not,
they
because
only
the prayer book is printed, it's not written by a scribe.
Mhm.
Only
Yeah,
the
calligrapher.
Torah is written by a scribe.
Yeah. Now, if we have more time,
Well, why don't we each read a little bit more just to maybe get through one more page?
There, can we stop for a moment? I'll be right
Yeah.
back. Okay,
Okay.
let's see if I can.
Maybe we'll read just one more page and we'll bring ourselves to
yeah.
okay, very good. Okay. Dem MS über der Heimnisch. Okay. Was schwebt über Reb Karpus Seufel, hat sich Moschekel, der wusst mit Jahren später, schon noch Bar Mitzvah, wenn ist untergewachsen und verjagt geworden von
Verjagt.
Zavelik.
Verjagt.
Geworden von Zavelik auf krumme Wegen, von welchem man kehrt sich keinmal nicht uns aheim. So the truth about the secrecy, the mystery, the Geheimnis. I would like to understand that Geheimnis. You see it in a lot of words. How it functions. I don't understand that. The mystery, which was swimming over Reb Karpelin, the Sofer. Moshe only knew years later, after his bar mitzvah, when he was grown up and pushed from Zavulik to bad ways, from which you never come back again. So he tells us already that's not going to be good for this young man.
Yeah, remember I told you prepare a lot of tissues for for tears. Yeah, remember I told you it's going to get worse and worse for him.
Abel, Sticklech, Brecklach, von des Sodes und Schuschkenisch, Arum Seufer und Arum sein verschwundenem Taten, haben sich schon gestupt in Moschekes Bewusstsein, wenn ist noch gewesen klein. But little bits and pieces of the secrets and the whispers around the Sofer and his drowned father were in his knowledge, Bewusstkeit, in his.
Yeah,
I don't think it's drowned father. It's the father that they never saw again. He got lost. He was verschwunden.
Okay, he disappeared.
Yeah, but
He disappeared.
Yeah, Bewusstsein is his consciousness. I say awareness.
His awareness. He was aware.
Yeah.
In his awareness, when he was still small, hat nur nicht gewusst, wie zu ordnen sie. He just didn't know how to organize these little bits and pieces. Und noch a sach Sachen nicht verstanden. And also a lot of other things he didn't understand. Und was es hat sich bei ihm zusammengestuggert in sich rein, wenn ist älter geworden und gekrogen Hashem vergangen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he knew this, he didn't understand. And it was only zusammengestuckert in his memory.
It was all suppressed. Suppressed
It was
in his
suppressed.
memory.
Good.
Okay.
It's suppressed in his memory when he became older, and he got a name as a
thief.
Okay. Then der Schotten hat verfehlt Reb Shimmelin, Karpel der Seufels Taten, ist noch Reb Shimmelin nicht alt gewesen, kein 45 Jahre. When the devil,
This is yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. This
Yeah,
is Satan, the Satan,
when the
the devil,
Satan,
not Satan. This is Satan is shadow, but this is Satan.
the Satan, when the
Satan,
Satan,
Satan, yeah.
when the devil
Right.
had led Reb Shimmelin, Karpel's father, he was only 45 years old. Sein
Right.
Weib hat sich ihm plötzlich weggelegt und gekrogen a Moach und Syndrom. His wife suddenly laid down and it sounds like she got a stroke.
Yes,
Some
I
sort of a
think so.
A stroke on Syndrom. A früher hat sie gehalten in ein Brennen und Krächzen. Before that, she just complained and brennen.
Yeah, the
Brennan.
same. Yeah, she was complaining. She was
Complaining too much, a little negative. Dennoch hat sie geschlafen Tag und Nacht und durch die verstörte Zähne nicht durchgelassen, kein Löffel getrank. So she, afterwards, she day and night, she was through her,
She slept day and night.
she slept day and night, and through her teeth came no spoonful of liquid.
Correct.
So ist sie geblieben liegen, bis sie hat sich ausgeatmet ihr letzten Atem. That's the way she laid until she
died.
gave her last breath.
okay. So
Golda.
let's give the next Leah to Goldele.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Die ganze Zeit von ihrer schweren Krankheit hat sie verdient, Cyril. The entire time that she was so ill, she earned ihr
No, it is,
She used.
sie verdient, Cyril. Hat sie verdient. She earned it.
no. Cyril
used.
served her, was taking care of her. Cyril is the subject of this. Cyril was waiting on her, but didn't.
Oh.
Like a Dienstmeid.
Oh, a Dienstmeid.
Cyril
Okay.
served her the whole time she was ill.
Okay. Aber habente 13-jährige Mädel. Karpel, der Itztiger Säufer, ist damals in der Heim nicht gewesen. The servant, the girl that helped her, the aide, was only 13 years old.
That's her
And-
daughter. That's her daughter. Her
Aber
Bas
haben-
Yechida.
Ihr Bas
Oh,
Yechidke.
Bas Yechidke. Oh, okay. The daughter was only 13 years old.
Yeah.
And Koppel, the scribe who's now, was then not at home.
Mhm.
Had gelernt in a yeshiva in der Fremd. He was studying in a yeshiva away from the town. Azai had Shimele der Frumme Tate gewollt. That's the way his father, who was from, wanted. Dafke in der Fremd, especially out of the town. Kedei sein Sohn soll gründlich mekayim sein, die mitzvah von lernen, in order for his son to appreciate the blessing of learning. Azayvia steht geschrieben, the way that it's written. Das ist der Weg von der Torah. That's the way of the Torah. Auf der Heilel sollst du sich folgern und Brot mit Salz sollst du essen.
Mhm.
On the holy earth, you should sollst du sich folgern, you should
Wonder.
wander.
No.
Thank you. You should wander.
Okay.
Wait just a minute. I lost
Yeah,
my place.
Okay.
And bread and salt. You should eat bread with salt.
Yeah, well, this is
That's the way it's written in the Torah.
Yeah, okay.
No, der Mama's tight is Zirele, Koppels Schwester, geblieben die ganze Balabustitschke in Stub. But after the mother's death, Zirele, Koppel's sister, remained the entire boss in the house. Man kann nicht sagen, als sie hat sich mit der kleinen Balabatischkeit nicht sprachig. And nobody can say, and you cannot say that that even though she was a little boss, that she didn't enjoy it. Die Betten hat sie verbett. She made the bed. Warmes gekocht. She cooked for the family. Die Podlogis gewaschen. She washed the floors. Cholent verrückt. She made cholent for Shabbos. Die Kratze in Stub hat gewärmt ihre junge Glieder und die Anoa von Tag. The work that she did in the house warmed her young limbs, and she enjoyed, please don't move it while
Okay, the enjoyment of doing.
yes. The enjoyment of doing. For her father, the widower, hat sie glücklich gemacht. And for her father, the widower, she joyfully did everything. Das arme Essen ist ihr der Fall gut bekommen. The poor foods that they ate, she enjoyed that. Von schwarzem Brot is ihr Jungleib fest geworden. And from the black bread, her young body developed, I suppose.
Became strong, became fast, strong, became strong.
Okay, became strong. Von Schittig und Bosch, and from the borscht that was watered down is bei ihr geworden Blut und Milch. So the borscht became her blood and milk. Ihre Augen haben aufgeleuchtet und ihr Schloss ist geworden tief. Her eyes lit up and she slept deeply.
Yeah.
Wie es trifft oftmal, and as it happens occasionally, ist die gar junge Jürgen hat das 13-jährige eingedauerte Mädel gegeben plötzlich a Blee auf. Suddenly, this 13-year-old thin little girl suddenly
Blossomed.
Thank you.
Blossomed. Yeah.
In a halb Jahr herum, nach der Mamas Zeit, hat sie schon ausgesehen 15, 16 Jahre. So, after her mother's death, she looked 15 or 16 years old. And Emissa Calamite, a true girl ready for marriage. Streng hatten sie Pashat nicht gekannt abwundern. People, the neighbors, simply couldn't begin to understand. They
Could not stop wondering.
yes.
Oh,
Der Tate fleckt sie angucken mit a lieblichen Schmeichel. A father started looking at her with a loving smile. Sie ist geworden sein einziger Trace in Verarmeten. She became his one and only Trace. Consolation in his widowed years. You have to move it. Oh, in his widowed house. Nicht einmal hat abgerissen inmitten Schreiben am Mezuzah, aufgelegt seine blasse Hand auf Cyrils Kopf und gebencht sie. Not once, not only once did he leave in the middle of scribing a mezuzah and went to his pail and took his pale hands and put them on Cyril's head and blessed her. Die Schreine soll auf dir ruhen. Tochterke, die auf dein Mames Aliyah Hashalom. The Shechina should
Shechina is God, but this is a female.
Feminine.
I know it's a religious thing.
Yeah.
Should rest on you,
Right.
little daughter, as it is on your mama Oliver Shalom.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can I
now
just-
it's your turn, Rachel.
Okay,
Rachel,
but-
I want to ask you one question, Rachel.
Yes, please.
And on the bottom of the previous page, you
Yes.
can't wunderen, meaning the prefix meaning wunderen, that they couldn't stop like
Stop.
stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wunderen. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and like abgerissen in mitten.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Mit ihr